My name is Lena. I am 34 years old, and I work in a small company. Every day feels the same: computer, coffee, and silence. My life was simple and quiet. But everything changed the day my new boss arrived. His name was Jonathan. He was about 40, kind, confident, and gentle. When he spoke, his voice was calm. When he smiled, the whole office felt brighter. At first, he was just my boss. I said hello, smiled, and went back to work. But after some time, something inside me started to change. When Jonathan talked to me, I felt nervous. When he laughed, I wanted to laugh too. Sometimes he asked simple questions like, "How are you today, Lena?" And I said, "I'm fine, thank you." But my heart was beating fast. He remembered small details about me: my favorite color, my favorite coffee, even the book I was reading. He made me feel seen. He made me feel special. At night, I tried not to think about him, but my mind didn't listen. His smile stayed in my head. Then one morning, I saw a gold ring on his finger. My heart sank. He was married. I told myself, "Stop it, Lena. Forget him." But it was too late. I had already fallen in love. Every day, he passed by my desk and said, "Good morning." I smiled back, pretending to be normal, but inside, I was breaking a little more each day. In meetings, he looked at the screen, and I looked at him. I tried not to, but I couldn't stop. One day, he came close to help me with my computer. Our hands touched by accident. It was just a second, but my heart jumped. My face felt hot. He asked softly, "Are you okay, Lena?" I smiled and said, "Yes," but I was not okay. I wanted to cry. Because love is not always beautiful. Sometimes it hurts quietly. Sometimes it stays inside your heart even when you wish it would go away. One Sunday, I went to the park alone. I wanted to clear my mind. The air was cool. I closed my eyes for a moment. Then I heard a familiar voice, Jonathan. I opened my eyes, and he was there. But he wasn't alone. A woman stood beside him, smiling. A little boy ran to them, then a little girl. They laughed together. Jonathan picked up the girl and kissed her head. They looked like a picture of happiness, a perfect family. I froze. My heart felt heavy. He didn't see me, and I was glad. I turned my face away and looked at the trees. I wanted to cry, but I held the tears inside. That day, I understood something. Jonathan didn't belong to me. He belonged to them. After they left, I sat on that bench for a long time. I felt small and empty. I asked myself, why did I fall in love with him? But there was no answer. That night, I didn't eat. I didn't sleep. I just whispered to myself, "Forget him, Lena. Please forget him." But my heart said, "I can't." The next morning was Monday. I didn't want to go to work, but I had no choice. I stayed quiet, not talking to anyone. Then Jonathan came to my desk. He looked at me and said, "Lena, are you okay? You look tired." I looked down and said, "I'm fine." He sat beside me and said, "You're a good person, Lena. You always help others. You're quiet, but strong. You're special." That word "special" stayed in my head all day. No one had ever called me that before. I smiled, but inside, my heart was shaking. I wanted to tell him everything. I wanted to say, "I love you," but I didn't. I couldn't. That night, I looked at myself in the mirror and whispered, "He said I'm special." Then I cried. I cried because I was happy. I cried because I was sad. I cried because I knew he would never be mine. One evening, we both stayed late at the office. It was quiet, only the sound of rain outside. Jonathan looked at me and said softly, "Lena, you are important to me." My heart started to beat fast. I wanted to ask, "Do you love me?" But I said nothing. He continued, "I'm married, but I like you. You make me feel alive." Tears filled my eyes. I didn't know what to say. He said, "I don't want to hurt my family, but I can't stop thinking about you." I took a deep breath and said, "Jonathan, I like you too, but you have a family. I don't want to be the reason for anyone's pain." He nodded and said, "I understand." Then there was silence, the kind of silence that says everything. After that night, we changed. We still worked together, but we stopped talking about our feelings. We kept a distance. Sometimes our eyes met, and I saw sadness, maybe the same as mine. I thought a lot about love and pain, and I understood something. Loving someone who isn't yours is like holding water in your hands. No matter how tight you hold it, it still slips away. So one evening, I decided to let go, to stop waiting, to stop hoping, to start living again. It wasn't easy. Some nights, I still missed him. Some mornings, my heart still hurt. But slowly, I began to smile again, to breathe again, to love myself again. And now, when I think of Jonathan, I don't cry anymore. I just smile softly. Because some people come into our lives not to stay, but to teach us how to love. He will always be in my heart, but he doesn't belong to me. He belongs to his world, and I belong to mine. And that's okay, because some love stories are not meant to be lived, only felt. If this story touched your heart, please subscribe, not just for more stories, but for more moments that make you feel something again.